Hello everybody and welcome to the EGF Collegiate Power Series. I of course am Navik and I'm joined by the wonderful Cameron Dorfralic. We got quite a few games going on for you ladies and gentlemen today, and Dor's going to walk you through all of them.
That I am. First up, we are going to be seeing Northeastern take on Niagara, followed up by Northeastern versus Canisius and RIT versus Canisius to round up our first batch of matches for tonight. Then we'll head on over to Group 7, where USC will take on UCLA, UC Berkeley will take on New Mexico, USC will then take on New Mexico, followed by UCLA versus UC Berkeley, and Niagara versus RIT to round out the night.
I'm excited. We've not seen some of these teams play at all, of course. This being, a lot of teams' debuts here. Of course, we're familiar with Niagara. We're familiar with RIT. We're familiar with Canisius. But I think every other school playing tonight, we've never seen play in Rocket League. So I'm excited for that. And we're going to get these games underway in just a moment. How are you feeling about seeing these?
I'm liking the way this is laid out. We're getting these Group 3 matches up first, teams that we're relatively familiar with between RIT, Canisius, and Niagara. Northeastern, though, being thrown into the mix is going to be a nice little bit of a change-up. And then later on in the night, it is all new teams. We have no clue what's going to be going down, so I'm excited for the Rocket League action. But we're already kicking off here with Northeastern versus Niagara.
Yeah, Northeastern in the blue, Niagara in the orange, MIT-97, OST-117. All familiar names that we've seen before on the Niagara side. However, Northeastern, they are dark horses. We're going to be saying that for a lot of teams tonight as we learn how they play, figure out how their team compositions work. Big lob coming out there from Ost. Going to rebound over to Pablo. So that's Eno. Managed to get a good touch. Again, I'm intrigued to see the rotations, the aerials that we see. All right, a bit of coordination coming out there. We're setting up a fantastic, centering that perfectly for Northeastern there. Not quite putting it in, however. Ost looks to contest it, gets challenged by Pal. Goes for a goal attempt on Eno there. Yeah, no, Dora, I was just about to say, like, coming out of this already, right? We're seeing some good rotations coming out from them. We're seeing aggression being played, and I just wanted to hear your opinion.
So, I actually think that as much as Northeastern are a team to keep your eye on here, I think Niagara is just as much so. At the end of the prior tournament, we saw them actually nearly go winless, and then in the final week, come out, pull a massive win out over Manhattan. That's who it was. They 3-0'd Manhattan in a very incredible fashion, came into the end of season tournament, ended up beating Siena to get seeded into that. And so this team, all of a sudden, just having this amazing resurgence and learning a lot. Clearly, they have improved a ton over the previous season, and so heading into this, they have just as much to prove here as Northeastern, that it wasn't just a fluke, that they can win games that aren't just a few goals in, that aren't just a few minutes in. They need to be able to last an entire season.
Yeah, no, managing, and I think we might be able to see that coming out of, especially Niagara this time around, right? It's a shorter season overall. They just need to find a few games. And like we were saying earlier, May 8th will be the deadline when we start seeing all of these teams start getting eliminated and seeing those playoffs. So they've only got a few weeks to kind of get acquainted with each other.
Yeah, considering that the top 2 teams from each group will be moving on into that final tournament, they do have some tough competition here, and I think there's a really obvious name on this board. It's got to be RIT. They're the team to beat within this group. The most proven, the most pedigree on their side. But right now, Niagara, they're holding their own against Northeastern, but Northeastern are just peppering shot after shot, and goal, and one's bound to go in. There it is. Synthex is the man to put it in and silence everything we were just saying.
Yeah, I mean, Syntax being able to get that one in. It was nice. There was a good attempt there to try and save it, find the clear, but just couldn't get enough distance overall. Syntax pouncing onto it. And yeah, managed to get that right on the halfway point of game number 1 as well. So it's a good opener coming out for Northeastern.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look at the statistics right now. 9 shots taken by the side of Northeastern. However, Niagara only 1 on target here, so they have to start playing some offense, have to start looking for these passes out of the back if they want to find any remote level of success right now. Because as good as their defense is, as strong as it is, if you can't score goals, you're never going to win yourself a game of Rocket League.
For a big clear. It's up here. There's a good chance for Niagara. The whiff coming out from Ost there is unfortunate for them. Push occurs here. Northeastern trying to get it away. Ost with a good touch. Recentering it here. Goes off the corner. Goes over to Eno. Pablo sees an opportunity. Challenges it. It's going to go off the backboard. Are they going to find the follow-up? Mitt's going to say he's going to try to. Al Peeves managing to save it. Team captain for Northeastern.
Northeastern now on the counterattack here. Syntax searching for a cross. He will get it in. Ball crosses the goal, but Ost is there to try and deflect it out. Mitt follows up with a cleared ball high. There got to be somebody there to finish, but they just can't reach the ball in time. Now it's Eno's turn. Air dribbling the ball across field. Nobody to receive, but Syntax flies through the air to do exactly that. Ost has received it in the counterattack, though, and this ball is just pinging from side of field, but Mitt misses a key save, and that scoreline is going to go to a much larger 2-0.
Yeah, now being able to put it up 2-0, that is a good situation. Being up 2 is comfortable, right, overall, because now it's going to take a little bit longer with 1 minute left on the clock as well. It's going to be a hard time for Niagara to swing this back. First game of the day, though, and this is Niagara's first time, as far as I'm aware, playing against Northeastern. So adjusting, learning their team composition, figuring it out. We might see them coming in a bit more warm. You know, these teams tend to adjust rapidly as we see games 2 and 3.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of Northeastern so far, though. Playing fairly fundamental Rocket League, not taking unnecessary risks, not going for anything they don't need to, but calculating when they do want to get a little aggressive on this ball, take their chances on it. It's net themselves 2 goals here. They're clearly working out for them. A good first game strategy, but as Niagara adapts, I'm going to want to see different looks from Northeastern. They can't get complacent with this lead right now because Niagara is a team that will punish them for that.
Yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock. Niagara almost managed to find their first goal of the series. Ost is going to try and lob it in. Goes slightly too wide there. Syntax with the clear. Now looking to follow it up. Can they find this transition into a third goal for Northeastern? Pablo's going to have some words about that. Eno, though, recenters it off the backboard. Goes up in the air. The bump happens there, completely slowing it down.
With this ball coming down center in 5 seconds on the clock, it's pretty much in the books. It is written now. Niagara go down 0-1 after a 3-0 loss here from Northeastern, making it a little bit more painful there at the end, but Niagara, a team that can definitely bounce back, and I think the big difference there was obviously those first 2.5 minutes where it was just all Niagara on defense, Northeastern taking shot after shot after shot. I feel like if we saw a little bit more offensive pressure from the side of Niagara, dribble that ball out of your half, pass it out of your half, however you want to do it, they needed to start doing it earlier and giving themselves more opportunities, because you check the shots right now, they did manage to net themselves 7 shots, which is right around the halfway mark of what Northeastern was able to do. So if you scale that up to a full 5-minute game instead of just the 2 minutes and 30 seconds that they were actually taking shots on goal, I could see Niagara going much further in the second game.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good analysis of the situation, right? It is coming down to a few of those factors, and we are going to be getting into game 2 relatively soon here. I think we're just waiting for one more person to ready up to skip into the next lobby. And that's the interesting thing, right? Is now we've seen Northeastern play a little bit more. We can kind of understand their team composition. We can understand the rotations. Eno there seeming to be the more defensive player, kind of setting up the rest of his team. But also, we saw some glimpses of aggression coming out from all 3 of the players, finding those opportunities. It's a difficult team for Niagara to play against.
Well, I think that's exactly it. Niagara's a team that thrives on finding little openings and taking advantage of them. Individually, fundamentally, they are generally a little bit less coordinated than other teams. So being able to find those individual plays, being able to exploit those gaps from over-aggressive teams is something that they're really good at. Hence, where they were able to dispatch both Manhattan and Santa at the end of last season. Now, though, finding an opening against this Northeastern team will be tricky, but I fully believe that this Niagara side is capable of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Niagara have shown themselves time and time again in the prior seasons that they do work out. And coming out there, that was a good save. That was looking very, very dicey for them. Once again, we're kind of hitting that neutral state. A bit of a push coming out from Northeastern here, putting on the pressure. Niagara needs to be able to find some room to breathe. Pablo's going to make that happen. Make sure his team doesn't get choked out in the pressure. Now Mitt flying for it, looking to contest Syntax, successfully gets it further up into the northeastern side of the field. Ost with a touch, looking to bounce it over, centers it nicely, but nobody on the rotation. There's an open goal opportunity for Northeastern there as the ball's just going to roll in.
Oh, and the goalkeeper caught just off his line here. I like what I'm seeing out of Niagara. They're trying for this boost control. They're trying to make sure that these midfield ones aren't out for the taking, but getting caught off your line like that, I was just about to compliment the rotations from Niagara. They've been solid. They've had defenders back when they need them. But, you know, right when you think about it, it falls short there. Now there's another shot here from Syntax who nearly gets the flip. Ost on the rebound. This could be an open goal but Eno gets there just in time.
Yeah, good rotation there from Eno, deciding not to go for that boost and just commit to his team, which was the right call. That ball would have gone in if Eno had not made that decision. Now, we're seeing it back into Northeastern side. They're managing to put on the aggression. They're managing to play this around. We're seeing good pass plays. Eno to Syntax. Palpeeves is going to be able to intercept it. Go to Syntax. Ost is looking to try and fight back ball control here. Centers it beautifully to Eno. What a fantastic play.
Wow. Okay, look at this aggression here. Ost goes forward for the ball, but Pal intentionally pinches it off of him across the goal. He dives straight at that wall, confident where that ball's going to end up, comes it to his teammate, who is going to be there every day of the week. That's some beautiful team play from Northeastern, and I love being able to see plays that really highlight the communication structures of teams, and that is exactly what that did.
Yeah, no, that was extremely nice communication coming out there. And again, like you said, the pressure was good. It worked out for them really, really well. Once again, 2 goals up. The difference this time, though, is that it's actually 3 goals off.
Well, they're making us eat our words rapidly right now. This Northeastern side proving formidable as ever right now. 2 minutes into the game, and we're seeing already an increased score line. But nonetheless, Niagara have plenty of time to try and make their way back into this. We've seen them create more opportunities early on for themselves in this game than they were able to in previous ones, but it's being able to follow up on those, beat the goalkeeper, get some more creative attacks going on here, like we see from the side of Northeastern, who are actually doing a really good job of not just adapting, but changing up their playstyle so that Niagara can't really get comfortable.
Yeah, Ost over to there. Syntax manages to clear it away as well. That was a good read from the defensive player on Northeastern. Again, the ball kind of slowing down. We're seeing the cogs turn as the teams try and piece together a strategy to break out. Niagara seems to be able to be in a decent position here, looking to get it. Palpeeves with the challenge, manages to clear it away though, completely shutting down that opportunity. Now, Ost with a touch, looking to carry it in the air, actually sets it up for Eno, and Eno's just going to put it in.
And a 4th goal on the board here for Northeastern is almost going to be the nail in the coffin. Niagara, they haven't managed to get anything on the board yet. And it's one of those things that if you can't do in the first or the second game, getting this team to bleed is going to be difficult, especially in Rocket League, where a lot is going to be based on your confidence. A lot of it is going to be based on momentum, whether or not you're willing to challenge those 50-50s, whether or not you're willing to go for that aerial is super key, because you need to make that decision so quick. And now Niagara, I'm sure we'll see them play off their line a bit, understanding they need to be aggressive, but maybe not making their decisions as fast as they need to beat out these Northeastern players in the air. And just like that, Syntax in the air puts the ball right on in off a pass from Eno.
Yeah, I mean, look at that one. This team, Northeastern, for their first debut game, is definitely showing that they have the coordination to push it to the top of the brackets.
Yeah, and I think objectively that play wasn't particularly great. Northeastern did overcommit 3 players to that ball, but the fact that Niagara didn't have the confidence to try and go for that ball in the air, didn't have the confidence that they knew they'd beat them. There's plenty of time to beat them onto it, but there's that level of momentum that plays into it that's, okay, do I want to go up and get this and risk getting scored on? And a lot of these players are thinking no right now, but I know Niagara has it in him to beat them to these balls and punish them for mistakes like that.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing though, when you know that you can apply so much pressure that your opposition becomes concerned and does make more mistakes, then those triple commits, although fundamentally not being the best decision and you can get massively punished for it, is definitely a good play to take. It's a good line and definitely an option to be discussed further.
I think that's the thing is, as long as Niagara continue to not be aggressive, it is 100% the right play for Northeastern to do anything they can to get that shot off, because it's pretty much going to be free every single time. And like this, off the wall, just taking every opportunity again. Get touches on the ball, keep possession in their favor with the 6-0 lead. There's really nothing to lose here. All they can do is start creating more of a goal differential and continuing to impressive here on their debut game.
Yeah, once again, Eno's looking to apply the pressure, goes off the backboard, looking for the double tap, isn't going to find it. Ost to Mitt, Mitt to Ost. There was an intercept attempt by Syntax, but he whiffs it. Palpeeves, good touch. Niagara being able to save that one though. Although, I think it's pretty difficult to say that we're going to see Niagara score 6 goals in the next minute.
I mean, I wasn't the only one watching that Georgetown game the other week. I'm going to hesitate on that, but nonetheless, highly unlikely unless we see another miracle happen here. But Northeastern seem like they're not about to let anything in right about now. I think Niagara going to have to start thinking about next game. How do we even get a goal on the board against a side that just seems to be increasing in power right now? Northeastern, they started out well, but they are using this momentum to their full advantage.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they're playing it out really, really well. They're putting on that aggression. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in a game where they don't gain the momentum. If the coordination stays, right? If the positive mentality keeps chugging along. Because we have seen teams that when they do have the ball rolling and they have that momentum, they play out of their minds. But as soon as they start getting scored on, it all seems to crumble. And I think that's something to wonder, as this is only the first game we're seeing from them, as they put in goal number 7.
And that is an ouch and a half here. Goal number 7, insult to injury, salt in the wound, and Syntax is the man to do it. 5 seconds left on the clock. Northeastern could get one more. Niagara may be able to find a little kickoff goal here, but how good does that actually feel when you're going into game 3 on a Brazil? I can't say it bodes very well here for Niagara. The best thing that is really going to happen for them is this next game, just getting on quickly, resetting that scoreline, trying to keep whatever little bit of momentum you do have, and trying to switch up the pace, trying to start playing a little bit faster, catch Northeastern off guard, because Northeastern, they've grown very comfortable picking up balls, picking up shots that Niagara are just allowing them to have. The second Niagara flips that switch, Northeastern will be caught off guard, even if for a little bit of time, and that's when Niagara need to strike.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if they manage to do this as we enter a dangerous territory for Niagara coming into their first game, right? It's going to be Northeastern's match point opportunity. If Niagara want to see anything coming out of this, they need to reverse sweep 3 games in a row, which is no easy task for anybody.
Exactly that. And here as we head into our third game, the server's gone down from Ace. We'll be right back in a couple seconds after we remake it with some more Rocket League action.
We'll be back in just a moment. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in it. I apologize about that short little break there as the servers did go down for maintenance, but we're getting into this Northeastern's match point opportunity against Niagara. My name, of course, is Navik, joined by Dor. And Dor, how do you think this one's going to go?
I mean, historically, Northeastern is going to take it, and the scoreline has only improved for them so far. Niagara have shown a few signs of greatness here, but we really need to see them turn up the pace. I mentioned it at the end of the last game, and it's exactly what I still want to see from them right now. Get aggressive on this ball, challenge 50-50s. Even if you don't win them, it does so much for your momentum, and it disallows a lot of these opportunities that Northeastern were going to get anyways if you didn't challenge them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right, is applying that aggression, challenging them, and just making sure that you can try to get ball opportunities, start getting that control, that presence. It makes teams play differently. They disrespect you less because they start respecting your plays and know that you're going to call them out for doing something stupid.
And right now, we are seeing Niagara actually turn up the pace a little bit here. Aust has an opportunity. If he can get a good touch on this ball, not quite. We'll send it up the wall. He can get another one to center it, but he will be beaten out by Eno, who plays the ball downfield over to Mitt. Pinged right on back over to Powell and deflected out wide by Pablo. There's a good opportunity for Niagara to try and clear the ball out of their half, but they're just unable to find a solid opportunity. Eno with the shot, Mitt with a fantastic save, though. Going to be disallowing that one. 1 minute has gone on the clock here. It's already looking better the next game, but just as I say that, Powell takes a shot from half field and immediately makes Niagara eat their words.
Did Syntax almost save Powell's goal? Yeah, that was looking
Nearly.
a little nervous there for Northeastern. That was, but they got it in either way. That would have been a little embarrassing. Don't know if that.
I mean, if you're not... If you're Niagara at this point, you're kind of just searching for that one goal. You're searching for a little bit of redemption right now. Of course, this game is within reach. This game is winnable. But there's, steps before you can run. And putting the first goal on the board, especially for the season, because, this is their first game, is an incredibly important step before they actually want to look at winning this game. But they've got to build themselves up so they can do that consistently as well. The Niagara team, they've got a lot to fix here in these last 3 minutes, but a little bit of luck goes a long way here up against Northeastern.
Oh, good save coming out from Mitt there, and I think that is a good point, right? I mean, Niagara's not got an easy pair of games this today. They're up against Northeastern, who have immediately proven that they are a competent team, and then they're up against RIT later tonight. So both teams very concerning. Went off there once again. Going to be able to save it away. Off passing it to Mitt. Pal Peeves is going to be on it. Eno up in the air. Looking to get it down with the cross up. Is there going to be a follow-up from Syntax? No, he decides to take the defensive route. Again, not showing a little bit of respect to Niagara, which is what we like to see. Os looking to carry it in and find goal number 1.
There it is. And that's exactly what Niagara want. They don't want a lucky goal. They want to say, hey, we can beat you at a fundamental part of Rocket League, score goals that way. And Ost with this beautiful little air dribble is going to net them their first goal and tie up the score here. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. We got plenty of time left in the game, just about half of it left. Niagara have plenty of time to continue doing that. They see that this Northeastern side can bleed. They know they can beat them. It's just a little bit more plays like that they need.
Once again, Mitt finds a touch. If we can see Niagara find another breakaway like that, they might be able to take the lead for the first time this series. Even taking a round here would be a nice position for Niagara to be.
I mean, Northeastern, they're definitely a team not to be trifled with, and heading later on into the night. In fact, the next game, they're going to be going up against Canisius, so seemingly moving up the ranks here of this Group 3 group, going to harder and harder teams, I'd say. Niagara, definitely the team that you would want to start out against, but they are offering up a little bit of a challenge here, denying goals for a good amount of time, and the longer this goes, the more Northeastern needs to learn to adapt. They've got to do that into one more game here. Well, up to 3 more games, a whole nother match against Canisius. And having the mental fortitude to do that for a long time is something that they're definitely going to have to learn.
Yeah, and that ball is just going to roll on that goal line for a good 3 or 4 seconds before Eno manages to put it in a bicycle kick. And that's what you mean out of this group, right? This Group 3. You've got, what, Niagara, Northeastern, Canisius, and RIT. So from like a power level perspective, RIT is above and beyond, like, from the gameplay that we've seen them time and time again prove. So, yeah, definitely kind of working your way up as the newcomers the Northeastern are.
Yeah, but they've got to worry about RIT next week. For right now, it will be this Niagara side. They've got to take them down first. And you know what, Niagara, they haven't bled out yet. They're not done. Only a 1-goal difference here. All it takes is a good play from one of these players to put it in, as we've seen prior. Ost has those mechanics to try and finish it off. Gets beaten in the 1v1, though. The shot from Powell will be denied by Mitt. Heads back over to Eno, but as the clock ticks down, Niagara are going to have to take more and more desperate measures to try and get this ball into the back of the net. But Northeastern are just unrelenting right now on their attack.
Yeah, I mean, they're applying the aggression. Pal Peeves is going to take a shot onto goal and put it in and start to take that lead once again. 49 seconds left on the clock. It looks like they may have just solidified their victory, though.
Feels like that nail in the coffin that they need. 50 seconds left on the clock. 2 goals, and it feels like it has taken all of the time and all of the effort they can muster for Niagara to even score that first goal here. There's promising stuff from them. We know they're a team that learns very well week after week in between matches, but in the time span of a game, it's just really hard to close that fundamental gap that it feels like Northeastern have right now.
Once again, almost looking for their 4th goal with the last 30 seconds. They're going to keep applying that aggression. Niagara manages to clear it away, though, giving them some breathing room. I would like to see if we can see another goal coming out from them here. We could see the miracle kickoff goal, tying it up 3-3.
Yeah, we could. Mitt has the ball played out. Ost receives it here. He's got the 1v2. He's just got to beat 2 on the dribble. Flips over. Eno, though, with the save here. 10 seconds on the clock, ticking down. They've got to turn for this ball, but they can't agree on who. Now Syntax drops the ball right on down. Pablo to receive. Will be kept up here. Niagara, of course, trying to play for 1 more goal, but the ball is up in the air here. It's put right on down by the orange side, and the game 3 is taken. Northeastern are your victors heading into game 2.
Yeah, Northeastern now being able to take that is a great start for them, and they're moving up to play against Canisius in game number 2 here, as we're going to hop to a quick break as we get that one prepared for everybody. But I just want to talk about it, right? Have a bit of a post-game discussion here about Northeastern's like debut game here, Door. That was a phenomenal play coming out from the 3 of them there. We saw great coordination, great aggression, and I was just thinking, how you feeling about it in general?
I like their ability to temper themselves. I think this team hasn't shown us everything that they can do mechanically. They're clearly good in the air. They're clearly able to play those high in the sky passing plays. And they didn't really have to do that up against Niagara to find their win. They focused on fundamentals. They passed around them, played the ball control game, took shot for shot, and just made that count without giving up any goals outside of the one spare one from Ost. And I think that's exactly what you want to do. It's not the most flashy way of playing. It's not something that we'd see from a team like RIT who would just go all out all the time. But it is a play style that is going to net you very, very consistent wins and very, very consistent results. And that's a great way for Northeastern to start out just freshly coming into this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm curious to see how they do match up against some of those higher echelon teams, right? We were talking about RIT a little bit earlier, and you just mentioned UT Arlington, possibly the highest seed coming into the tournament. There's a lot of schools playing out, and yeah, I imagine we'll see RIT and UTA both coming out of their groups with probably in the first position. But
Northeastern, they've got to beat Canisius first, and like we mentioned, build their way up here before they get to play RIT. So there's more to prove. They got to, beat the gym leader before moving on to the next one, so to speak.
You got to beat the trainers before you can beat the gym leader. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we'll be hopping to a quick break as we get this underway's Northeastern against Canisius. We'll be back momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. We just saw Northeastern take down Niagara as we move on to Northeastern. Once again, playing against Canisius here. Back-to-back games. They're coming in hot and ready to play.
That they are. Canisius, they're trying to shut down this Northeastern side that has plenty of momentum going their way, and they might be the team to do it. We saw a little bit of a struggle there from Northeastern in that final match to really close it out the same way they did the 2 games prior, and Canisius maybe looking to exploit some of the weakness that they got to see because they were able to observe on stream, because they know what they can expect heading into this game. I think Canisius are more than ready to attempt to take down this Northeastern side.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. They had the advantage of now being able to watch Northeastern play, studied their opponent a little bit over that quick 3-0 blowout, and it's going to be interesting to see if Canisius are able to adapt as we see a strong start coming out from Northeastern here. I'm Stuff managing to get a clear, sneaking it past one, just needs to get it past Pal Peeves there, a bit of a team captain versus team captain. And once again, Syntax with a touch goes slightly too wide. A Humble Potato tries to challenge it. The bounce play there goes off the crossbar. Doesn't find its way in. Syntax is stopped by Galaxy or Glixie? Pow Peeps.
Oh.
Big clear.
All right, in these first 30 seconds, we have already seen exactly what I expected from Northeastern. I mentioned before that I think their mechanical peak is higher than what they got to display in the prior match, and it's already proving to be true here. They have increased their pace. They have adapted this game beautifully, and they're playing so much off the wall, off the sky, going for pinch plays, and it's stuff that you really want to see when a team needs to level up like this. It might be a tough matchup here for Canisius, but Canisius in their own right, plenty of amazing players, and you can see already they're challenging Northeastern in the air far more often than we saw from Niagara.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things, right? Like you said, now they're playing against a slightly higher echelon team. They're having to play out a few more stops. So we'll see if Northeastern finds their limit already, or if they're just going to keep punching up weight class by weight class. Glixie bounces it down. That was a good attempt there. Cleared away by Syntax. Now there's a good chance here coming up from Northeastern. Goes for the rebound over to set up for Eno. It's going to get cleared. Eno's looking to get the second touch, the back-to-back, but isn't going to be able to find it. Pow Peeves slows the momentum down. We're returning to that neutral state as Glixie tries to find a touch. Gets it past one. Looks to set out for Syntax. A humble potato sneaks it in.
All right, now it's a counterattack here for Canisius. They've got a great opportunity if they can find the cross. Eno has been in the way. I've got to say, Eno himself has been a star player for this team so far, doing a lot of the work on this Northeastern side. And that's not taking anything away from Syntax or Pal Peeps. Both have been doing a fantastic job in the midfield, but Eno just feels like he is everywhere at once, but it may bite him in the butt as the pinch goes off between the two players. It's crossed to Humble Potato, and Canisius take the lead 1-0.
I mean, and that's going to be Canisius saying this is the first time we've seen Northeastern, out of their 2 games played, not have the lead. So, you know, it's a good start for Canisius coming out overall, coming against a team that they're really, really not used to playing against.
I mean, it is objectively going worse for them than the prior game, right? 1-0 start here, but Northeastern, they look really strong right now. They have a respectable amount of shots here on the goal, peppering it down with 5 of their own. We've seen it's only a matter of time before they manage to score. In this game already off to just be a real slobber knocker. These teams are going to go at it here, and I suspect as the adaptations come out, we will see this go back and forth.
Okay, coming out once again. Bit clear here. Ball's kind of slowing down. We're hitting that halfway point of this first game. Good pass to Syntax. Good save by Glixie. Eno's going to try and recover it for his team. No, Glixie's going to be in the way.
And there's something to be said, this Canisius side, it's a side that has built itself on a very solid defense, playing for counterattacks. And I think Northeastern are just starting to realize that you are not going to get an easy shot in. You need to get creative. You need to start forcing out rotations, take away their boost, suffocate them before you start going for these shots.
Okay, 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. Eno stealing some of the boost. That is going to mean that Canisius is slowly going to be running out as they get denied both of their big packs. Old Potato just getting one on recovery there is going to alleviate some of that pressure. They're not going to be completely starved out of resources as Eno looks to set it off of the backboard there. Syntax jumps, goes far. Pal Peeves is going to catch it. Recentering it back up. A Humble Potato in the sky. I'm stuffed. It's a touch on the bicycle kick. Eno's going to get it over. Glixie's going to have to try and defend it here. Humble Potato's going to find it. Going to be able to get it past most of Northeastern there. Here we are going to find the touch. That ball is hovering right in front of their goal, and Pal Peeves is not going to let it hang, and he puts it straight in.
And Northeastern finally doing what I want to see from them. Play this ball off of the defenders, off of the backboard repeatedly, choke out that boost, and eventually you're going to choke out a mistake here from Northeastern. Canisius get forced off their line. Northeastern did exactly what they needed to do to net themselves a goal against the playstyle that Canisius are playing, which is great for them because it means they can do it on a consistent basis.
Once again, does it through. Oh, big push coming out from Syntax there. Rebound off the corner here. Going to completely reverse the momentum we just saw. That was a great opportunity opening up for Northeastern, but Canisius have managed to turn it around. Syntax is not wanting that ball to fly flat there. Pal Peep shoots it into an open goal and takes the lead.
2-1, Northeastern striking right back, and with 45 seconds left, there's not much of a worse time for Canisius to get scored on right now because you have enough time that you have to start playing aggressive, which means that you're likely to give up goals, and this Canisius side does not like that. This Canisius side wants to get one and just park the bus, but they're unable to do so in this game, and I suspect this second goal is going to be significantly harder than the first with the consistency that Northeastern have been able to bring out.
Again, 30 seconds left on the clock. Northeastern were down, but they might have just been able to sneak it back from Canisius' first goal. I'm starting to make something happen. Steals it away. Once again, a position opening up. Plays it slow. This was very smart by Northeastern there. Clearly showing some understanding of shifting the tempo of the game. Yeah, 10 seconds left. We're going to see that countdown coming out here. Canisius have to find a breakaway here. And something miraculous if they want to be able to bring this into overtime. But it's looking every single second closer.
Oh!
That's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be Northeastern taking game 1.
And tie that one up with a nice little bow there. Northeastern showing they can play from behind. And this is what we want to see from these fresh new teams here at EGF. Showing that they can be coming in 2 games in a row. Now, first one up against Niagara. Second one here up against Canisius. They can compete. They can adapt. They can change their play style. They can turn it up a notch to play against better teams. I'm trying to see a really clear hole in this Northeastern side, but I'm struggling to, Navik.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where we're just going to have to see them keep punching up weight class and weight class, like I said earlier, until we see when they end up cracking. But right now, they're just looking like a general, all-rounded, solid team.
I think that's the perfect way to put it, is really all-round. Up against this Canisius side, they have been able to play against someone super defensive. They have been able to play against someone who didn't want to get aggressive in Niagara and be able to show that they can take advantage of opportunities given to them, as well as make them here against Canisius. Now, though, game 2, 0-0 reset scoreline. Canisius have an opportunity to retake the lead that they had in the previous game. I think this is a team that can definitely compete with Northeastern. Canisius have a couple things they could change up, especially in the midfield area. But outside of that, I think they could take this game playing exactly like they did in the last game.
Again, this is a chance. Canisius, again, the beauty of Rocket League, 0-0, 5 minutes. Canisius, oh my goodness!
What on earth is happening?
Nobody put it in, and then everybody just missed the ball. Somehow Northeastern ended up with possession of the ball after all of that.
Well, it's a party in front of the goal, and you're invited right now. But Canisius fire right on back, trying to force that ball where it came from. Glixie nearly gets the save, stuffs back in on him here by Peeves. Ball's played out by Canisius, but straight into the hands of Synthex at midfield. He's going to win this one as well. The crosses are starting to come in, and we're starting to see that Northeastern side choke them out again. Take those corner boosts, take away all of the opportunities for Canisius to really gain any ball control. But I'mStuff will finally break that, gain his team a little bit of reprieve here before the ball is put back into their half by Pal Peeves.
Again. Now let's see, steals it away. Pal Peeves over to Eno. They're just going to put it in. This seems to be their signature, is just the pass play off the corner.
I mean, if it's netting you goals, what can I say? I think I want to see Canisius start putting a member on the wall, get a little bit of height here so that they can start playing upwards for those crosses as opposed to playing just on their goal line, trying to play a very defensive sort of game. But all in all, I think it's really just solid opportunities found from Northeastern time and time again. It's been a consistent thing, even when Canisius had the lead, that Northeastern are just going to have more shots. It's because they've created so many opportunities for themselves that they're able to do that.
Once again, good touch from Eno, playing it slow. He's just going to drop it there, ran out of boost. So Eno didn't have many options there, just to play it slow and watch it happen. Pal Peeves goes over, again, passes it to Syntex, and they are just putting it in. These 1-2 passes are really making it work.
This is just Canisius allowing this one to go through. You have 3 members on defense. The rotation wasn't there. You didn't get a player on top of that ball soon enough. The 2 members come back. Nobody marks up. The player tries to beat him to the ball. Both of them run to the goal line. And really, Northeastern starting to gain a stranglehold in this game, starting to turn that momentum into their favor in a way that Canisius don't look like they know how to turn around quite yet. And with a 3rd goal on the board, it's going to make that even harder.
Once again, just showing off how competent this team is. The bump onto I'mStuff there was a little accidental, but they still managed to convert it into a 1-2. I don't even think Syntex needed to pass it to Eno there. I think they just did that because they know they could.
And this Northeastern side, like I mentioned before, absolutely nothing flashy needs to come out from them, and they haven't really shown us anything flashy. I feel like they're capable of it with the mechanics that they've shown us. They look more than competent to do so, but this is going to play into their favor when it comes to a team like RIT, who is constantly flying around the pitch, not slowing down for anybody, going Mach 2 constantly. It is going to be a real difficult game for them matchup-wise against a team like Northeastern, who's just going to play a consistent game in the same way that UT Arlington were consistently beating RIT because of their more passive play style.
coming off, entering that halfway point, and we already see Northeastern up 3 goals. Or, like, how do you come into the second half of a game feeling confident when your opposition's up 3 goals? Possibly 4. Actually
okay.
4.
Man, every time we mention goals around this Northeastern side, they just find another one, man. It feels like it's on command. Someone's got a remote just cranking up the scoreline right now for Northeastern. But 4-0. Look at their goal differential right now. 3-0 versus Niagara in the first game, 7-0 the second, 3-1 the third, 3-1 versus Canisius. They are racking in the shots, racking in the points right now. And that's going to put them in really good standing here, even if they don't do particularly well against RIT.
Yeah. Once again, is this going to be goal 5? No. Okay. Whole Potato managing to save it there from we need to see Canisius tightening up their game. They are being pushed to a situation here where they need to respect their team, like their opposition, a lot more. I think that first game gave them a slightly wrong impression.
Yeah, and coming off of the win, Northeastern, obviously they have a lot of momentum, but Canisius, as opposed to learning and trying to adapt right now, it feels like they've really just become passive. They're sort of allowing Northeastern to start to do these things. You see Palpeebs getting a little bit cocky with it, going for the fake there, and you can tell that this Northeastern team is just comfortable. There's not much of a better way to put it than that. They are more than happy to just play on this pitch right now. They know they're going to score goals, just like this one's bound to be, and they know they're going to win games just playing their own game, because Canisius aren't changing it up, aren't challenging the normal operations of how they want to play, and not forcing them to do anything they don't want to.
No, I mean, now being 5 goals up, it's Canisius, I think, just need to rack it up for game 3 in hopes that they can make a comeback.
Well, they're not out of it yet. It is 5 goals with a minute and a half. It's unlikely, but we've seen greater deficits before. But every second that this clock ticks down is awful for Canisius here. They need to get aggressive. They need to take risks. But as a counter-attacking team, they don't seem to want to do that. Even when they're playing from behind, nobody's willing to go forward for these balls. And just as I said, I'm stuff going to go from Glixie with a shot. 2 members on the save. Those are rebounds across the field off the back wall. A dangerous situation again for Canisius. The ball is going to be waterfall down directly on top of their goal. Nobody quite to receive it. Home Potato will challenge the ball from Eno, messing up that shot just a little bit. But now as 50 seconds goes on the clock, a goal every 10 seconds is a hell of an order, Navik. And Canisius, they might be able to get a couple in here. Cross in from Glixie. And it's going to be put in by Eno nonetheless. Canisius find their first of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Glixie there managed to get it off the corner, and like you said, it was actually an attempt made by Eno to save it here that put it in.
Well, I mean, there's not much to say for Northeastern there. Don't shoot your opponent's ball into your goal. Pro tip. But I think that's pretty easy for them to clean up heading here into game 3. Canisius, on the other hand, have a few more issues they need to fix, and we talk about momentum all the time here on the stream, especially with these collegiate teams. That matters so much to these young players, how much confidence they have in themselves in winning these 50-50s, in challenging these balls, in making quicker decisions, and believing that they're making the right one, because teams like Northeastern are just going to make you pay for that in spades.
Yeah, 6 seconds going down into that last few countdown here. We are, of course, can see Northeastern taking game 2. That would be their 5th game streak if we count that prior set with Niagara. This team is on a roll.
I don't think there's much of a better way to start out your first week here at EGF. Northeastern making their mark so far on this power series, but they've got weeks to come. We know there's teams that are going to improve here, notably Niagara. I think we're going to see a much better showing out of them next time they play. And you know what? Northeastern, they're not out of the woods. They're not done with this game yet. If Canisius can take this time in between matches, make this look a little bit worse for Northeastern. In fact, they're actually making a sub here that might be a good little bit of change, bring them a bit of momentum off the bench, and bring them a little bit more success here in game 3.
Yeah, and they might be able to make those adjustments, or they might not. It looks like they're making a substitution, however, as I'm Stuff is out. Or, no, yeah, I'm Stuff is out, and Lord Bappo is in.
I believe Glixie is out, but Glixie's going to rejoin. Okay, so it will be I'm Stuff for Lord Bappo. Lord Bappo, another regular here for the side of Canisius. They play these 4 members relatively interchangeably. This isn't a move that they're unfamiliar with. Whenever they do go behind, they do tend to put in Lord Bappo, and often it is to good results. It's just getting that momentum off of your bench and really having that extra little bit in the gas tank. And it's given them the advantage a lot of the time. We've seen this Canisius squad reverse sweep teams before with this exact lineup.
Yeah, no, we absolutely have. And this is going to be the question, right? Does bringing out the Lord Bappo, manage to swing it in their favor?
I mean, it usually means that Canisius mean business. And honestly, I think fundamentally, Lord Bappo doesn't really offer anything to this team that I'm Stuff doesn't, nor does I'm Stuff that Lord Bappo doesn't. But what he does offer is just another player, just more mental fortitude that other teams need to burn through. But Northeastern are going to find a quick first goal here after 20 seconds and immediately start working away at that.
Yeah, I mean, to answer the question, like pretty much immediately off of this first look, doesn't look like Northeastern plans on stopping.
Yeah, well, when the train's going, it's pretty difficult to just slam on the brakes here. Northeastern, they're going to be putting in goal after goal after goal until Canisius can really stem the bleeding, find that hole in their defense that's constantly being found by Northeastern, because at this point, initially, it was Northeastern finding goals by choking them out, by taking away their boost and forcing them to make mistakes. Now it's just Canisius making mistakes completely unprovoked, completely unprompted by this Northeastern side, and that's pretty bad for them.
It's not great, and this is the thing, right? Is now they're a goal up. This is match point once again. We're looking for a clear. Lord Bappo has the ball. Looks to get stolen away. Pal Peeps finds the touch. Dixie goes over to Eno. Rebounding it off the wall. Lord Bappo intercepts it. Back to Humble Potato. Humble Potato just needs to get it past two. He's in the air, looking for the free rolling, the free styling, but gets stolen away once again. And that's the thing, right? As soon as Canisius are managing to steal this ball away, we saw the same thing with Niagara. Northeastern would just manage to get ball possession and clear it back into the other side of the field. They're just denying pressure.
I mean, Northeastern clearly a very possession-based team, going for these passing plays constantly, not really needing individual plays to net them goals. Now, though, Canisius have an opportunity to counterattack. Oh, no, it's a big miss, and the ball goes center field to Syntax, who's going to miss the shot. Trying to make something of it. Glixie flies across the goal, but he can't get a touch on the ball that he wants. Ball is put back center by Eno, and Syntax will finish it off.
It goes up. Like you said, Syntax just puts it in. That's that. 2 goals up, 3 minutes left. There's plenty of time. Three minutes is like an eternity in Rocket League, right? To try and find goals. And
I mean, Canisius, we've seen it from that. They can score goals against this Northeastern side. It's a matter of finding that confidence to get aggressive and start taking shots, start going for these passing plays that we know they're capable of right now. Ball starting to speed up a little bit, getting somewhat aggressive with it. Canisius trying to play around this midfield a little bit more. That's just been free for Northeastern so far, and it's already going to net them a couple of shots here. It's already a significant improvement. If they can just continue with this momentum, they stand a really solid chance of this game.
Potato gets it past the wall, and they just need to try and find it past Pal Peeps. He's going to get a touch over to Eno. Rebounding it off the side there. Again, big clear. And this is the thing, is what do you do in this situation? Gets it up into Pal Peeps. Find the touch.
Double commit here from Canisius is a little bit dangerous. Lord Bappo trying to place ball out of his house, but he got no boost. Humble Potato has to be there to make the save, but nobody can get it out in time. Nobody's got any boost on the side of Canisius right now. They're scrambling around trying to get this. Glixie, the only man with anything in the tank. Lord Bappo goes to try and collect the corner one, but I think it was actually taken here. Yeah, they are simply double jumping up at everyone. He's praying for these little boost pads to come up in time that they might be able to get some boost to play the ball out of their half, but they're scrambling around like chickens with their heads cut off right now.
Goes over Humble Potato with the Pal Peeps. One steps twice, flies just straight in. Look at that ball carry. Nice little air dribble coming out from Northeastern as they put in goal number 3.
Northeastern Pal Peeps, good little impromptu air dribble, make it count. 3-0, widen that gap even more. Minute 40 on the clock. Again, not impossible here for Canisius, but with every second off the clock, it's going to get exponentially harder for them to score these goals. Potato plays it out of his own half here. Syntax to receive. Ball's up in a dangerous position. Pal Peeps goes for a touch. It will force it out wide. The cross could be had, but Northeastern is just going to back off, allow Potato to take this ball. Tries to dribble it out, but there's not really defense there. I don't know if he's trying to flick that over right now, but he will bump Pal Peeps out of the way. Try to pass to his own teammate, but it's just putting the ball out of the way for Pal Peeps to take. Another ball's over the goal. Dangerous position. Double touch had by Pal Peeps, but not a shot quite yet. Synthex now going to start peppering the top crossboard of the Canisius goal, but they've got plenty of boosts to take care of it for the time being. They're bumping each other around. The coordination starting to falter here, but this Canisius team has not given up yet. Balls across center, and we're starting to see aggression come out, starting to see that they've got a pulse, a heartbeat, but is it all too late for the orange side?
With 50 seconds left on the clock, it's a concerning situation for Canisius here. And it's a fantastic, fantastic day for Northeastern. They can pat themselves on the back after this and go, look, we just came in and 3-0 2 schools.
Well, they haven't done it quite yet. 30 seconds left on the clock for Canisius to find a few goals. Lessen that differential. Maybe even tie up a game here. Just as we hear the horn sound. That is not a sound that Canisius want to hear. Pal looking to play it out of the half. Up and over to Eno. Nearly an amazing passing play, but they don't even need the shot as the ball lobbed over. Finds its target.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that was just a fantastic play. Pal Peeves just shot it straight from there. Straight center field, off the wall. Managed to lob it in. 4 goals up. 17 seconds left on the clock. I know you said not to call it early, Door, but it's looking like this is definitely going to be a blowout.
It's looking like it might just be. We haven't seen a team go scoreless against this Northeastern side quite yet. But you know what? There's bigger fish to fry for them. They got to worry about Niagara next week. And Canisius have to worry about their next game because they're dealing with RIT rather in these upcoming minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be Northeastern managing to win both of their games back-to-back with 3-0 scores. What a fantastic debut from them, as we keep on saying. It's a great start. I'm looking forward to seeing them play more and more as we get on. But, as Dor just touched, we'll be hopping to a quick break as we get to show off Canisius playing against RIT, 2 teams that have played each other a few times now. And I'm curious to see how this one goes. We'll be back with you momentarily. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting back into the games here as we have a absolutely splendid game. It's going to be RIT playing up against Canisius. It's going to be good fun. Of course, Navik. I'm joined by the wonderful, the magnificent Cameron Dorfralic.
Hello, I'm ready for this matchup in Canisius. They better be ready because they're going from Northeastern, a team that has come in and absolutely swarmed this Group 3, to a team that we absolutely know is capable of dominance here in RIT. There's plenty on their plate, but Canisius have been able to do some amazing things before. Let's see if RIT can take them on. There's your answer.
Yeah, that's a good opener. I don't think anybody's going to be upset unless you're Canisius that RIT managed to score 7 seconds. Find a goal.
Sometimes I swear they're just listening to us, aren't they, Navik?
Oh, absolutely. Even though there's a delay on the stream, they know.
Yeah, no, they are wired into this conversation. They only seem to score goals when we mention it. Right now, Bindo searching for another one here. Nice little air dribble over top. Tries to find the pass to Sunblaze, who will redirect this ball off the back wall. Costo to finish into the upper bins. 2-0 RIT. Taking a dominant lead here.
Yeah, I don't know if there was some miscommunication there. Galaxy, nowhere to be seen on the Canisius side. I think a bit of bad rotation, perhaps. But coming out there, RIT with a strong start. 16 seconds, 2 goals up. Oh, Galaxy, though, manages to get a good clear off that kickoff.
All right, Lord Bappo looking to dribble it out here, but Canisius, they struggled against the side of Northeastern to really try and make these counterattacks count. And seeing them do that against a team like RIT, actually, as formidable as RIT are, seems a little bit more doable. RIT, they've improved a lot over the past couple weeks, especially heading into that final tournament. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. They got a lot better defensively. They were able to temper a little bit of that overaggression that we've seen out of them in the past. But it is a notable weakness of RIT being able to be back on time for counterattacks. And I think that's something that Canisius are going to be able to do very well here, so long as they can create these opportunities for themselves.
And now once again, Canisius managing to put on some good pressure. RIT clearing it away. I should just stop saying anything about anybody getting pressure, because immediately gets denied. Carso is going to be on top of it, rebounding here. Sunblaze looking to drop it straight down for Bindo. But Galaxy's going to be able to get it away. Make sure that they don't find that third goal. Sunblaze off the board here. Going to go over to Bindo. Stolen away by a Humble Potato. Carso with a touch. Going to see a double commit possibly on the save here. No, only a single commit. All right, good discipline coming out as that ball's just going to roll in. Oh no, Lord Bappo saves the ball.
And nearly Canisius firing back there. RIT, maybe a little bit of a gut check for them. Luckily enough, though, it will not go in. And they're going to continue to play this very aggressive. Oh, wow. Sunblaze went for the fake there, and it was deadly. Nearly got him, but you can't beat 2 defenders with just the one fake. Currently, RIT, like I mentioned, going for these really flashy plays, and this is pretty much textbook RIT play from what we've seen in them in the past.
Again, drops down, goes over to Sunblaze, intercepted by Galaxy. Where do we move from here, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like we're moving over to the center field. Sunblaze looking to set up for his teammate. Imagine Carso setting up in center field right now. It's happening in the back. Bindo gets a good touch.
Oh, this is scary.
Oh, Bappo saves it.
Just in time, he's going to get there. 2 goals, only the difference. Currently, Canisius still within range of finishing off this game with about half the time remaining left on the clock. Caso will take the ball to play a little bit slow out of their own backside. Try to dribble it on his own. Humble Potato, though, stands in the way. Sunblaze now to play the ball out of the half. Has one defender beat the second one with the fake. He has the dribble, but there's been 2 rotations over. One more to beat for the goal, but he can't do it. Sunblaze just barely gets blocked off by a Humble Potato.
Oh, what a good name. Sunblaze here. Runs it down, looking to reposition for his teammates. Lord Bappo's looking to challenge him, though. A bit of a clown fiesta coming off as the double commit comes out from RIT. That ball's going high, too high off the crossbar. Goes from the backboard over and lands into possibly Bappo's hands here. Sunblaze actually with a really good touch. That's not going to be enough speed to rebound back into center field here. Intercepted by Humble Potato. Pinches straight up into Bindo's hands. Bindo to stop it. Humble Potato sets it back down. Sunblaze manages to reflect it. And we're going to see that redirect. Scoring a goal for RIT.
And RIT, you know what? You pepper the goal enough with these absolutely insane team plays, you're gonna get it. Home Potato doesn't get the clear that he wants onto this ball. It goes straight into the hands of the attacking side from RIT. 3 goals the difference now with the minute 20 left on the clock. Canisius, while I do give them a lot of opportunities here to try and score goals, I do think their counterattacks will eventually work. I somehow doubt they're really going to be shut out in this series. RIT will continue to score on them, and they will continue to score goals quickly because of their own playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, now once again, dead. RIT, you're never to get another one. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them go up to 5 goals by the time this game ends.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Canisius score 1 or 2 in the same vein here. RIT, I think the best way to summarize them, they're a team that is completely unafraid of actually being scored on. They're just going to try and score on you more. And that is, you know what? It's an interesting thought. You know, the best defense is a good offense sort of deal, but it's worked for them so far, and honestly, I can't fault it at all.
No, I mean, when you're putting on pressure and pressure, we saw it earlier with Northeastern. They were just playing aggressively. They were making sure they had ball control, and they just denied opportunities as RIT scores goal 5.
I mean, Canisius are looking to do something completely differently here. They're looking to play counterattacks, but to do a counterattack, you have to successfully defend first. And they have not done that in a while here. It's something that we see more controlling teams like UTA be able to do, like UD especially. University of Delaware is another team that's fantastic at playing slow, waiting for counterattacks or trying to control the ball in the midfield. But we're not seeing midfield ball control from the Canisius side. We're seeing them try to play counterattacks, but to play counterattacks, like I said, you've got to stop them on the attack first.
Yeah, now once again, 15 seconds left on the clock. This will be game 1, going towards RIT. Drops it down. Bindo looks to just carry it and make a fast drop there. Ooh, waterfall. Now it's Paso. 5 seconds left on the clock. RIT are gonna, I know for a fact this team is looking to try and make this 6 goals. And they are setting up a good opportunity to make it happen. It almost did. I believe that was possibly Paso there who flew straight over and whiffed the ball on the last second. But overall,
it was close for RIT, but Canisius I want to talk about more because there's some things they have to fix, but I think they're really clear things that don't take a lot of mechanical difference, if that makes sense, because issues that come with mechanics are issues that take time to fix, practice, experience in the game, raw hours. But issues like trying to play more around the center field, get aggressive up the walls around those center field boosts, that's something that you can consciously change if you're Canisius, and it's something that I really, really want to see them do more, because that's where they're getting beat out by RIT. As much as you see the flashy plays in their own goal box, as much as you see the amazing shots that RIT are taking, every single one of them is set up from the midfield, and that's where Canisius need to look to cut it off.
Yeah, no, and I think that is a good, you know, it is that midfield control that RIT have that does let them get themselves set up and ready to make those plays. So Canisius realizes that, and again, that was even faster, 6 seconds.
Wow. Well, it's honestly
just that in. Yeah, just dribbles it straight in, chips it off.
No, he gets it over a Home Potato.
Yeah.
Give them in a little bit of credit. Beando put some sauce on it, made it go fast. Now 1-0. In an even faster manner, 6 seconds off of the clock only. RIT making their mark on this server already, saying, Canisius, you know what? We're not going to allow you to do anything. No funny business. We're going to continue to score on you. You know, another opportunity is had. The ball's out. Beando nearly catches it on the rebound, but all 3 members of RIT are now caught off their line. A decent opportunity for Canisius, but they don't have any boost. You see Lord Bapple here. He'll be floundering around for a while, struggling to get back. He picks up the pad, but it's already time off the clock, and it's allowed Sunblaze a shot that's going to create a goal. 2-0 RIT in just the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say on the side of RIT. This is what we expect out of them. We expect them to be a fast-scoring team. We expect them to pull the lead a lot, and they're just living up to that expectations. Canisius, on the other hand, though, have been known to play rather well. We have seen them go face to face with RIT before and stand their ground fairly decently. So it's interesting to see where that's gone.
And now RIT, again, they've not changed anything. They're playing exactly their game like they will into every single team they come up against. Maybe net themselves across. Going to go right on in here. Played out by Home Potato, but you see 2 members in the goal, 2 members overcommitting. Glixie stands almost no chance of saving things, but he does manage to get his hands on it. It's on the goal line, for Pete's sake. Get it out of there, Canisius. They managed to send it back out towards the halfway point, but they're not done yet. They're low on boost. They're trying for this counter attack, trying to create an opportunity. Bindo, the man in the way, great flip down off of the roof, will net him a shot that should inevitably go in here. Bindo actually saves the goal, but Casso shoves it right back in.
I mean, I can't believe how well RIT's playing. Well, that's a bit of a fallacy.
I feel like
I can absolutely believe how well
so
RIT's playing. They are an incredible team, but compared to how we've seen Canisius versus RIT go before, RIT's won every single time. There's, you know, like Galaxy puts in a goal there off the kickoff. That was good. This is a potential like boost of morale and momentum that we can see coming from them. But what I was getting towards is that we've seen these two teams play against each other before. I believe RIT has won every single time, but I don't ever think it's been this one-sided.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of an issue here for Canisius if they can't stop doing things, but RIT, like I mentioned, their playstyle just leads itself to getting scored on at some point in time. Canisius, they do manage to get that one goal, and while I don't think it changes the way this game's going to play out, hence the 4th goal here from RIT, I do think it is a bit of a morale boost for Canisius that will bring a little bit of gas into their tank.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it is something to take home, right? It's not something to be too disappointed about. You managed to get that goal. See if you can continue to push it.
Yeah, with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left on this clock, there's plenty of time to push that limit even further right now, but Canisius, again, just stop the bleeding, then focus on scoring goals, but they're struggling to do even that right now.
Drops down a Humble Potato with a good save. Just needs to stop Sunblades on the double tap. Sunblade's going to put it in.
And it is so difficult to stop this RIT team. I think Canisius, maybe they just want to start getting aggressive. Put goals on the board here. I feel like RIT, it's just inevitable that they score, whether you have 1, 2, or 3 goalkeepers. Let's start seeing some aggression in the midfield. Start playing passing plays out to teammates who are going to be waiting for them. That's what I want to see out of Canisius. Believe in your defenders. Don't rotate 3 people back trying to save 1 shot. Accept that they're going to do it. Believe in your teammates. Have a little bit of confidence in them. It's going to take you a long way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it is a confidence thing, right? Because when you end up getting scored upon this many times, you do start to play more defensively, more reserved. It's a psychological state. You're scared of pushing out. You're scared of getting aggressive because you know you're going to get punished for it. So I think RIT have just got them in this state, and I don't think it helped them immediately playing or preceded this game proceeding after they played against Northeastern. I think they've gotten themselves in a bit of a slump, and that might explain why this seems so much more one-sided than it usually is.
Well, I mean, the last time these two teams met up was in the Founders Invitational Final Tournament, where RIT took Game 1 3-0, Game 2 12-0, and Game 3 6-1. So, or pardon me. So let's see. Actually, yeah, no, Game 1 12-0, Game 2 6-1, and Game 3 4-1. So Canisius was able to learn something in that series, but this one not looking all that much different.
Oh, well, maybe I'm misrecalling. I could have recalled there was a closer game there at some point, but if that's the last stat that we have recorded, then that must be the last game we saw. Well then, 2 minutes left on the clock. Canisius need to be able to find an opening here. They need to be able to get some confidence back.
I think the bright side for Canisius, as much as those results from the Founders Invitational aren't great, I think it just means there's room for improvement here in scoreline. If they can manage to pick it up in the final game, maybe turn it around a little bit here, find a couple more goals on the board, you can start considering it a real success for them.
Yeah. Again. Playing it slow. Lord Bappo looking to drop down. Sunblaze looking to intercept it. Gets challenged by Galaxy. Galaxy gets a good clear there. Looks like a good chance opening for Canisius. Casso finds a touch. If they'd rotated more aggressively there, they might have actually been able to find a second goal for themselves.
Now, though, they've tempered that aggression. Do it at the wrong time. Glixie, though, wins a 50-50 against 3 members. That's a key ball. It takes away a lot of boost from the side of RIT. They can start looking to choke him out here, but Sunblaze, the one man with remaining boost, Bindo is going to try and pinch that one off the wall. Does buy himself time, but a cross will come in from Humble Potato, played out by Casso. Into the hands of Glixie, possibly? No, RIT maintained possession here at a critical time. The ball's laid right in front of the goal, but nobody there to receive it.
Now once again, Glixie gets the bounce. Sunlight steals it away. Coming out, we see all of RIT starting to swarm the Canisius goal, as Sunlace just single-handedly puts it in.
All right, and we've arrived here 7-1. You know, the classic Brazil, you can't not mention it at this point, but RIT are completely familiar with this concept because they've seen the scoreline a lot in their time. A dominant team continuing to be so here in the Power Series. Again, they're looking to dominate this tournament. It's going to be the top 2 seeds moving on, and RIT, they've got their sights set big. I do remember last season, the Founders Invitational. We had multiple times talking to the RIT guys where it's like, we are not content being the 2nd or 3rd place. They are coming for not just UTA now, they are coming for every single one of those teams that reaches the final tournament.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is the thing, right? I'm interested to see what teams do actually rise to challenge the Titans that we've seen in prior EGF seasons, right? UT Arlington, RIT, like being the 2 that come to mind straight off of the bat. They're incredible. They play absolutely phenomenally. And so seeing where that comes from will definitely, it'll definitely be a challenge.
A challenge indeed. 2 seconds on the clock. The scoreline 7-2. We didn't get to mention, I mean, Canisius, they find a second goal on the board, and RIT, that's 1 less for their goal differential, especially when you have to start comparing yourself to a team like Northeastern who's getting these consistent victories. You've got to start counting every single one of these shots.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, right? Is the Canisius managed to find their second goal. They managed to alleviate some of that pressure. Although the scoreline was 7-2, they still were able to score on RIT. So coming into this, we've said it once, we'll say it again. The beauty of Rocket League, 0-0, 5 minutes on the clock. You can make anything happen.
Yeah, I mean, sitting at the scoreline, obviously the game's not over yet. They've got plenty of time. It looks like they're going to be bringing back I'm Stuff into the mix. He's had a break. He's been on the bench, some time to reset, maybe look at the games, fix what they can. I think this is a great swap for them after we saw Lord Bappo get brought in there for a couple games.
Yeah. Now, once again, getting ready to see where this last game, or last potential game goes with RIT versus Canisius. Just waiting for the teams to join up. Yeah, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that brief break. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? RIT, UT Arlington, Delaware is another team that comes to mind when we're talking about teams that we've seen rise to the occasion in the EGF season. You know what I mean? It's... I think, off the top of my head, I can't be 100%. I think Tyler said we had... I don't want to say a number because I'm not sure. I'd like if a TO is listening to give me the exact number of schools that are partaking throughout the entire Power Series. Because there's so much potential, right? There's so many players, so many new names that we would have never seen before, never seen how they play, and it's fun, it's exciting.
Well, I'll tell you what's exciting right now is what Canisius are throwing out here. They're playing very aggressively, and I love it. Look at the speed. Look at the pace. Home potato. He's got a shot. They could see a lead here in the first game. They do. 1 goal on the board. Canisius, a single substitution has made all the difference. Their morale is back, and they're playing at twice the speed they were in the game prior.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to be absolutely huge for Canisius, right? They kind of took a breath there. You know, waited to join just a little bit later, and now they're coming back with a vengeance. And to answer my prior question, Doran, to give you some knowledge, it's 41 schools partaking in the Power Series.
Wow.
And
I mean, it's literally quadruple what we've seen in the Founder Series, what we've seen in the previous Power Series. There are a number of teams competing for this title, but RIT... they're going to tie up the score here against Canisius, you know, put them back in their place, say, you know what, you don't rule this server quite yet. With 4 minutes on the clock, though, plenty of time. And the one thing I want to see out of Canisius is that they don't stop doing what they're doing. If you're going to get more aggressive, you're going to take risks. Yes, you're going to get scored on. But I just want to see signs of life out of this Canisius side right now, and that's what we've seen so far in this match.
Yeah, no, I mean, Canisius getting that first goal is absolutely incredible. Really, really working out there. As Sunblaze looking for the rebound. They're going to set it up. Home Potato takes it away. Canisius are coming back with a vengeance. Galaxy in that defensive position, not wanting to get run away out of nowhere. again. The rebound, Sunblaze. Having a bit of a miscommunication with Bino there, it looked like. They were fighting over the ball.
Or Canisius, though, they've got a good opportunity here. They just need to keep playing their game. They're choosing their opportunities correctly. RIT's getting a little bit over-aggressive. There's an empty goal here. They could look to just put this one in. I'm stuff. All he has to do. Safe ball, straight in. Can't mess that one up. 2-1. Canisius retake the lead with 3 minutes on the clock here. RIT, it's a team that you can't help but think is going to score a lot of goals on you. But right now, in playing more aggressive, just like we predicted, Canisius actually stopped the bleeding by playing that midfield, by disallowing RIT that favorite place that they like to create opportunities out of.
And now once again, on Potato. Goes wide over the bean though. Some stuff. Back and forth. Playing it slow. It's like Canisius is completely taking control of the game, and this is what we're seeing. Canisius are playing really well as they put in goal number 3.
Oh my goodness, Navik. Is it Freaky Friday? They switch teams or something? Because right now Canisius is playing like RIT. They're aggressive. The rotations are quick. The boost button is basically taped down for these guys, and they are not letting up.
No, they're really not. They're making sure that they know exactly what they're doing this time around. Arso picks it up. Goes over. Patience comes out from Sunblaze. He's going to be able to save by 1. Steal it past 2, but get bumped away. A humble Potato making sure that ball does not go in.
And this is Canisius. They realize their defense is a little bit on the ropes right now, but they can't just get choked out. They need to clear this ball out of the half, have somebody forward to try and touch it. Home Potato will be the one to do so. Now I'm Stuff plays it out. They've got an attack here. 2 versus 1. Just need to get this cross in. I'm Stuff will do so, but it's just a little bit too far off of the 50-50. Casso pings it right back over to the other end of the field. Glixie not the touch he wants on this ball right now. He needs to be hitting it into that RIT territory. Just take time off the clock. But again, look at this. 50-50s, played aggressively, net Canisius so much area of this field to play with the ball.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? Canisius, I'm not sure. Like you said, Freaky Friday is the vibes that I'm getting because they've come out of nowhere and are just putting in work. And they're making it look effortless. What happened to RIT?
Well, RIT, they got their favorite part of the field taken away from them right now. They have to find individual plays to get the ball out of their own half, and they're really struggling with them not having that passing ability that they normally would starting up plays in the midfield. And Canisius, like I mentioned, the difference between these teams, as much as it seems large in the score, really isn't that far apart when you take into account that it's literally just one thing that Canisius need to start looking at before they can start scoring goals, and that was the midfield. They look at the midfield, and all of a sudden these teams just look neck and neck.
Goes far, bounces over to Beando. Putting it in, 1 minute left on the clock. We lost plenty of time for RIT or Canisius at this rate to find a goal.
And you see, the second that Sunblaze isn't challenged on that ball up the wall, he gets the cross in, and I promise you, RIT are some of the best finishers we have here at EGF. They're going to be putting that one in every single time, especially when you're boost-starved like Canisius were. Now, though, they're on the counterattack. Ball's into RIT territory. 4th goal here. Could look to seal it up, but Costa's going to play the ball out wide. Glixie goes for the pinch off the wall. Not quite an insane amount of speed here. This ball's played out to Costa, past Sunblaze. Shot up wide, though. Not quite the bins that he's looking for. Sunblaze up. Beando for the shot. Score is even 3-3, Navik.
I know RIT have been able to bring this back pretty much out of nowhere. I'm wondering if they were kind of relaxing a little bit, maybe getting a bit overconfident, as the saying goes. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. And it looked like it was starting to grasp upon RIT before they've managed to wake up.
Well, I'll tell you what the actual difference is here for RIT. They've started using these walls. You see Canisius, they're challenging a lot of things midfield on the ground in the opponent's corners, but they haven't challenged much up their own walls, where you see Beando positioned right now, where Caso's showing up. I'm Stuff. We'll play the ball out. But look at where Sunblaze is here. Right in these side lanes, right up those walls, that is where Canisius are failing to be, and they're going to fall to it yet again here. 4-3. They've got 5 seconds to try and find a way back into this game if they want a chance of holding on to their hopes.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to have to be a miraculous kickoff game, ladies and gentlemen. If they manage to do this, this will be legendary. Coming off. Humble Potato looks to make it happen. Carso knocks it up. This is going to go straight in front of the goal. He pushes it away. There's nobody on the side of Canisius to be able to stop this ball from touching the ground. Carso keeps it up. All right, I was going to say RIT. You can't do it to him like that. I thought they were going to be able to find a 5th goal, but that is going to be the series going 4-3. An incredible close game at the end there. Canisius really put RIT on their toes.
And what a game it was. Yeah. It's weird because RIT, they are an incredibly skilled team, but they're a team that effectively offers up a question. They put it in front of you, say, we are going to absolutely bombard your side of the field. What are you going to do about it? And until Canisius did something about it, they are just going to get scored on time and time again. But it takes teams realizing, okay, they've given us this question. How are we going to answer it? Teams like UD, teams like UTA are fantastic at answering those questions, understanding the play style of their opponent and where they need to apply pressure to stop it. For Canisius, it took a little bit. It took throwing some spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks to really find out how they wanted to try and defeat RIT. And in that final game, they had them dead to rights for so long. But at the end of the day, RIT is a top team. They themselves know how to adapt very well, put it up their sidewall, started focusing on that portion of the field where Canisius didn't feel as confident, and that's where they found their comeback.
Yeah, and I think that puts the nail in the coffin for that series, ladies and gentlemen, as that's going to end the initial start of this group, right? We got to see 3 of the games. Of course, we'll see Niagara versus RIT later in the day, as their match had to be rescheduled due to scheduling issue. But we're going to go to a rather long break now. I believe we've got, what, like a 40-minute break? No, an hour break. About an hour break before we get into our first game of the next group, which I believe is the University of California playing against UCLA. So we will be back, I guess, in an hour, ladies and gentlemen. So go do whatever you need and come check back in when we come back. We'll see you then.